What's going on, Ravenites? Mark Fleetwood here. Welcome back to the Daily Grind Trader. And today, I'm finally getting back to talk about Ravencoin. I'm sorry it's been a little bit, but the overall markets, the stock markets, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the crypto market all going through this massive switch into a bearish market and potentially a recession, I think took precedence over just simply going over Ravencoin. But I always come back, and I will never go a full week without talking about Ravencoin and giving some type of an analysis for Ravencoin. So here it is today. Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you what to look for. All right, everybody, we know the drill. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I simply share my analysis, and you use it as you see fit. And hopefully you can use it to increase your odds. But remember, you manage your own money and you manage your own risk. With that being said, if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. All that stuff helps immensely with growing the channel and getting through the YouTube algorithm. So we're going to hop right into the charts. And first things first, we're going to look at Bitcoin. And I'm going to call this formation the legless bow, because you're going down. This is a big downtrend. Yeah, we broke the downtrend, but it's just sideways. It's just going crab, just sideways action right now. And the most disheartening part about this sideways action is that it wanted to pop up, but the 21 moving average on the hourly, so this is on the hourly chart, just want to make sure I clarify that. The 21-day smooth moving average is a hard resistance. Look, it hits it and it can't break through. And if we can't break through the 21, we can't break through to the 50 to get to this level, and can't break through to the 200 to get to this level. These are all levels of resistance that are dynamic. So you have your standard lines here, your support resistance, horizontal lines that always stay the same spot. They always stay the same. But your moving averages are dynamic supports and resistance depending on which side of them you're trading. Now we have a dynamic resistance that's coming down with price. And Monday is going to be a key. If Monday's stock market opens with a red gap open down, Bitcoin and all other alts will likely have a strong sell pressure in the morning hours on Eastern time. The stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. and Bitcoin by 10 or 11 a.m. could be down another $1,000 to $1,800. We could see a break of support here at 33K, and then we'd be looking to get all the way down to 30. But that's if the stock market continues to dump the way it has been. And it's been losing 300 to 400 points, per day recently. Like the NDQ is down 400 points, S&P 500 is down 84 points, and the Dow Jones is down 450 at close on Friday. The SPX has a much smaller point range than the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones. The percentages, 1.5%, 2%. I mean, the NASDAQ lost 2.7% on Friday. It's a huge drop. And then the Netflix dump was just insane. Netflix dumped 21% between close Thursday and open Friday morning. So that was a huge dump. But right now we've got this sideways trading range. And this will break Monday, either to the upside or to the downside, depending on what the stock market does. If the stock market opens with a miracle green candle, a gap up open, Bitcoin will follow. But the more likely scenario is that it will open with a gap down with some sell pressure, and Bitcoin again will follow, and we'll see 34, 33 potentially breaking that resistance or the support here. Now there's a key feature that I want to talk about that I think many people forget to talk about, and they don't mention it, or they don't think about it. The crypto market has never experienced a recession. The 2017 bear market was crypto alone. The stock market was still doing its thing. It had its ups and downs, but it wasn't a bear market in the stock market, and it wasn't a recession. We have no idea how crypto is going to respond to a recession, but what I can tell you is that Bitcoin and major players, Ethereum, Bitcoin, some of those top 10, top 25 coins, Chainlink, a lot of DeFis, they're not going to disappear. They're not going to be gone. They're going to lose a lot of value, and they're going to lose a lot of their value right now, their perceived value. But it's not like stocks where you take a stock and the company goes out of business and they no longer exist and you get down to zero and you're out. That is the hedge against a recession for crypto. Bitcoin's hedge is that it's not a business. It doesn't have an owner that can flush it. It doesn't have, the potential to be brick and mortar and just get closed up and board up windows. GameStop could be out of business in 2 years. AMC could be out of business in 2 years and just be gone. Poof, they no longer exist. Your stock no longer exists. But Bitcoin, that's not an option. Bitcoin is digital flow, digital finances, digital wealth. It's like Apple made music digital, where anybody could buy whatever music they want. They didn't have to buy a CD, they didn't have to buy a record, they didn't have to buy a cassette. All you need to do is have the ability to have digital music, and $10 a month or whatever it is, you have all the music you want. You have the entire world's catalog of music. The internet made education available to anybody. You could go to YouTube, you could go online, you could go do whatever you want and find education. You can find out how to do things for just the cost of the internet. Bitcoin is digital wealth. That's why Bitcoin will not disappear. So with that being said, we're gonna hop into Ravencoin. And if you want to take a carbon copy, you could really take Bitcoin to Ravencoin, and you could track Bitcoin and be tracking Ravencoin at the same time. Just, downsize your numbers. The exact same pattern, a massive, massive downtrend, followed by some sideways action. Ravencoin will likely, if the stock market opens red with a gap and sells off again, we may see a sub 5-cent Ravencoin. And the next significant support resistance line is 4.75 cents, and that was the summer bottom. The summer, or not the very bottom, but the summer like multiple touch bottom. If it breaks that, then we are looking at potentially this very bottom of 4 cents, just about 4 cents even, 4.088. And then if that were to break, which at some point in this bear market, I think it will, we're gonna go to the daily chart to go back even farther, because we're gonna have to go back to the initial start of the run in February. Actually, it'll probably be easier to see on a 4-hour chart. So again, this very bottom here back in June correlates with the peak here before the major parabolic run. It came up and peaked here at 4 cents and then came back down. So now we've got these small levels of support resistance here. And as these lines get tighter, remember, the dollar amounts get tighter, the actual amount of capital gets tighter, but the percentages are about the same. And we've got a support resistance here. And then we're back. If this goes below 2.25 cents, then I don't know what else to do. We're going to have to really, really go extremely heavy on falling back, and then we go potentially down to this level, 1.9. I don't see that happening, and we probably have another spot in here in the middle where we can call this like a support resistance. But this is what Ravencoin is looking like right now, and this is what the whole market is. If Bitcoin gets back to a bottom out of what I think is going to go bottom and see a level of 17 to 18K, then Ravencoin will be sub 2 cents. Now, the only thing that will stop Ravencoin from doing that is if it is a slow taper and the mining halving catches up and supply demand just dictates that there's more buying pressure than selling pressure, because there will be less Ravencoin potentially to sell. But right now, keep an eye out for next week. What we're looking for, Monday's open in the market, and we could see a low of 4.75 cents, so a sub 5 cent low for Ravencoin by tomorrow. And then if it continues to dump, and this is why we may not have a relief rally. Crypto may not have a rally. In 2018, there was peaks and valleys. There was, it would drop down 30% and then bounce back up, and then drop down 30% and bounce back up. And it was just very much a staggered up and down run, and it took a year to do it. Right now, with the recession potentially looming and stocks are taking a massive hit, there may not be a rally. Because if money is leaving all markets, if money is leaving the stock market, it's leaving the S&P 500, it's leaving the NASDAQ, it's leaving the Dow Jones, it's leaving crypto. If money is leaving every market, it's not like it's going from crypto to the NASDAQ and it could potentially come back from there. It's leaving all risk asset markets. So there may not be that relief rally, and it could sell down and end up much quicker. Initially, I was thinking fall of next year, but it could be before the middle of the summer. It could be by June. We're bottomed out and we're at 3 cents, and then we're starting to come back up. So Guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, I really do. But as of right now, I don't see this bouncing up. We can't sustain any price pressure above the 21. And even here, we got to the 200 and we collapsed twice off the 200. And then the 21 became resistance again. So we broke it briefly, but this was more than 7 days ago. And it was only very briefly, a couple hours above it. So we've been below the 200 since January 8th on the hourly, with only a couple little peaks above that rejected very harshly. And the best case scenario is that we run sideways for a little bit until the 200 comes down, it meets us, and then we bounce down again. So I think the best case scenario, I think the relief rally that people were expecting, I think it will be more of a sideways, longer consolidation period and let these moving averages catch up and then another dump down. I don't see it popping up and then back down. So guys, that's the video for today. Sorry about the bearer of bad news, but this is what I'm seeing. So let me know what you think. Shoot me a comment. And as always, guys, until next time, peace.